Everyone knows about the bomb. 2 cities, 2 flashes. A war ended in days. Most people treat it like a footnote, the natural ending to a story they already knew. But the story behind the bomb? Nobody talks about that one. Secret cities that didn't exist on any map. Scientists who built the weapon and then begged the government not to use it. A peace negotiation America already knew about. And 43 seconds that split history in half. Historically facts. Let's go. To understand why America dropped the bomb, you need to understand how psychologically broken the Pacific War had made everyone. On paper, by 1944, the US was winning, island by island, pushing Japan back across the Pacific. But the cost was becoming genuinely horrifying, because Japan wasn't fighting like a normal enemy. They weren't surrendering when surrounded. They weren't retreating when outgunned. At Iwo Jima, 21,000 Japanese soldiers were on that island. When the battle ended, 216 surrendered. The rest died fighting. At Okinawa, the last island before the Japanese mainland, America lost 12,000 men. Japan lost 100,000. And up to 150,000 civilians died. Many by suicide because propaganda had convinced them American soldiers were monsters. The military planners looked at those numbers and did the math on invading the actual Japanese mainland. Operation Downfall, the planned land invasion, projected between 250,000 and 1 million American casualties. American factories were quietly manufacturing 500,000 Purple Heart medals in preparation. 1938. 2 German physicists split a uranium atom in a Berlin lab and barely understood what they'd done. Word spread fast through the physics world, which in 1938 was full of brilliant people who had just fled Europe because of Hitler. Leo Szilard, a Hungarian Jewish physicist, heard about it and immediately understood. Not as science, as a weapon. He went to find Albert Einstein. The two of them wrote a letter to President Roosevelt. The Einstein-Szilard letter, August 2, 1939, 1 month before Germany invaded Poland. The letter warned that uranium could build bombs of a completely new type. That Germany might already be working on it. That America needed to start immediately. The US approved the most expensive and secretive scientific project in human history, the Manhattan Project. And the vast majority of those 130,000 people had absolutely no idea what they were building. Workers spent years enriching uranium without being told what uranium enrichment was for. The main design site was Los Alamos, a secret city on a mesa in New Mexico. Oppenheimer ran it. He recruited every major physicist in the Western world. Niels Bohr, Enrico Fermi, Richard Feynman. July 16, 1945, New Mexico desert, 5:29 in the morning. The Trinity test, a device mounted on a 100-foot steel tower. Scientists in bunkers 5 to 10 miles away, some genuinely unsure whether it would work. A few quietly unsure whether detonating it might ignite the atmosphere. At 5:29 and 45 seconds a.m., it detonated. The fireball rose to 38,000 feet. The steel tower evaporated. The desert sand fused into green glass. Windows shattered 120 miles away. Oppenheimer watched the fireball, and a line from Hindu scripture passed through his mind. Now I become death, the destroyer of worlds. Before the bomb was used, scientists within the Manhattan Project tried to stop it. Leo Szilard, the man who started everything by finding Einstein, organized a petition. 70 scientists signed it. The argument: don't use it on a city without warning. Show Japan a demonstration first. Using it on civilians without warning is a moral catastrophe America will answer for permanently. The petition was classified as secret and never reached Truman. And here's the part that's even more buried. Japan was already trying to surrender. Not unconditionally, but Japanese leadership knew by mid-1945 the war was lost. They reached out through the Soviet Union trying to negotiate peace. Their one condition: the emperor stays. That's it. Just let Hirohito keep his title. American codebreakers had intercepted every single one of these communications. August 6, 1945, a B-29 named Enola Gay took off from the island of Tinian. At 8:15 a.m. Hiroshima time, the bomb dropped from 31,000 feet. 43 seconds later, it detonated. Between 70,000 and 80,000 people died immediately. The total death toll by the end of 1945 reached up to 166,000. 3 days later, Fat Man was dropped on Nagasaki. The original target that day was Kokura. But Kokura was covered in clouds. The plane circled 3 times, couldn't get a visual, and moved to the secondary target. Kokura was saved by bad weather. Nagasaki wasn't. Japan surrendered on August 15th. World War II was over. And then the men who built the bomb went home. Oppenheimer became famous, then destroyed. He lost his security clearance in 1954, punishment for opposing the hydrogen bomb. The letter that started all of it is sitting in the Roosevelt Presidential Library in New York right now. 2 typewritten pages, signed in fountain pen. You can look at it online. 43 seconds. That's how long it took to fall. And the world that existed before it hit has never come back.